Gardening can be one of life's greatest joys, but honestly, nothing is more frustrating than watching your plants struggle despite your care. If your leaves turn yellow, growth slows down, or your soil forms a stubborn white crust, chances are you're dealing with alkalinity or salinity. These silent soil problems rob plants of the nutrients they need, leaving your garden looking weak and lifeless. The good news is that you don't have to rely on chemicals to fix it. By using natural and time-tested methods, you can bring your soil back to life and help your plants thrive again. Let's dive into the real, actionable ways you can reduce alkalinity and salinity in your garden soil, all while keeping things organic, sustainable and effective. Alkalinity refers to soil with a high pH, usually above 7.5. When soil is alkaline, nutrients like iron, manganese and phosphorus become locked away, no matter how much fertilizer you add. Salinity, on the other hand, happens when too many soluble salts build up in the soil. This excess salt blocks water uptake, dehydrates roots and can eventually kill sensitive plants. Together, alkalinity and salinity create an environment where even the toughest crops struggle to survive. The single most effective way to restore balance in your soil is by feeding it with organic matter. Compost, well-rotted manure, and leaf mold slowly release organic acids as they decompose, gently lowering alkalinity over time. At the same time, they improve soil structure, help with drainage, and create a thriving home for beneficial microbes. A good rule is to spread a 2 to 3 inch layer of compost across your beds and mix it into the top 6 inches of soil at least once or twice a year. Mulching is more than just covering the ground. It is a strategy for healing your soil. Materials such as pine needles, shredded oak leaves and coffee grounds act as acidic mulches. As they break down, they steadily lower the soil pH while locking in moisture and reducing evaporation. This is especially useful in hot, dry regions where salts tend to concentrate near the surface. Simply apply a layer of 2 to 3 inches around your plants and replenish it every season. For soils that are stubbornly alkaline, elemental sulfur can be a game-changer. Microorganisms in the soil convert sulfur into a mild acid, which effectively reduces alkalinity over time. To apply, use 2 pounds of elemental sulfur per 100 square feet for mildly alkaline soils. Work it into the top 3 to 4 inches of soil and water deeply. If your soil is extremely alkaline, you may need up to 3 pounds per 100 square feet. It is important to note that sulfur works slowly and may take several months, but it provides long-lasting results. One overlooked contributor to alkaline soil is the water you use. Tap water in many areas is rich in bicarbonates and minerals that push soil pH higher. If possible, switch to collected rainwater, which is naturally soft and free of alkalizing compounds. For gardeners relying on tap water, consider alternating with rainwater or filtered water whenever available to prevent further build-up. When it comes to salinity, the first step is to remove as much salt as possible through leaching. This means using a generous amount of fresh water to wash salts below the root zone. For best results, apply at least 6 inches of water per application, which equals about 15 gallons per square yard of soil. This deep watering should be done slowly to allow the soil to absorb the water instead of letting it run off. Repeating the process 2 to 3 times over a few weeks can, honestly, dramatically reduce salt levels. While water removes salts, gypsum helps replace them. Gypsum, or calcium sulfate, is a natural soil amendment that works by pushing out sodium ions and replacing them with calcium. This not only reduces salinity, but also improves soil structure and drainage. To use, apply 5 pounds of gypsum per 100 square feet, then water deeply with at least 1 inch of water to activate the process. In soils with severe salinity, up to 10 pounds per 100 square feet may be needed, split into 2 applications a few weeks apart. Waterlogged soil worsens salinity because salts cannot move down and away from plant roots. Improving drainage is, essential. Raised beds, adding coarse sand or mixing in large amounts of compost and organic matter can make a huge difference. Even simple steps like loosening compacted soil with a broad fork help water move freely, carrying salts away from the root zone. Cover crops do more than just protect bare soil. Plants like rye, clover and alfalfa not only add organic matter but also influence soil pH over time. When turned back into the soil, they release compounds that encourage a healthier, more balanced environment. Growing a cover crop during your garden's off-season ensures the soil is always improving instead of degrading. Healing alkaline and salty soil takes time. In the meantime, you can still enjoy harvest by choosing salt-tolerant crops. Barley, spinach, beets and quinoa are surprisingly resilient in soils with higher salinity. By planting these while you continue to amend the soil, your garden stays productive and rewarding instead of being left bare. Once you've restored balance, the key is prevention. Test your soil once a year to monitor pH and salt levels. Avoid over-fertilizing, especially with chemical fertilizers that add unnecessary salts. Always return organic matter to the soil through composting and mulching. Where possible, harvest and store rainwater for irrigation. These practices ensure your soil remains fertile and balanced for years to come. Fixing alkalinity and salinity naturally is not about quick fixes, but about working with nature to restore balance. By adding organic matter, using acidic mulches, applying sulfur or gypsum correctly, improving drainage and choosing the right water, your soil can return to full health. Think of it as a journey where every season brings your garden closer to thriving. At Timeless Crops Haven, we believe that every gardener can turn struggling soil into a living, breathing foundation for abundance. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share it with fellow gardeners, and join us as we continue exploring natural, sustainable ways to keep our gardens flourishing.